Ranjit, good morning. I've logged in. Jomonia, logged in.
Very good morning, sir.
Yes.
The principal from Ramamangalam just called me. What made me choose CA? Well, my dad is a chartered accountant, and I was exposed to what CA course is and what chartered accountants do from an early age, and thus forming an obvious interest towards it. Having no idea as to what CA meant, to being proud to be involved in such a prestigious profession, we've come a long way. Today, we are gathered here to help you spread awareness as to what it actually means to be a CA and how to familiarize with yourself as to how one can pursue this course. The examinations involved, the various steps in clearing each exam, the articleship, the subjects involved, and so on shall be discussed in this session. So without further ado, we will start our program. Today, we have to conduct the session CA Jomon K. George, former chairman of Southern Region of Council, South India Region Council, and Dr. Paul V. Matthew, principal of Ave Stella Mary's College, Ramangalam, and Dr. Benny Kuriakos, principal of Coorg Public School, and our chairman of Ernakulam branch of ICAI, CA Ranjit Warrior. First of all, let me invite the principal of Ave Stella Mary College, Dr. Paul V.
Welcome all to this webinar. It is my pleasure and privilege to address and welcome all of you to this seminar organized by the Ave Stella Mary's College in association with SIRC of ICAI. This is the second webinar organized by the Ave Stella Mary's College. We are organizing a series of seminar events in terms of career development and career planning. We will be having upcoming sessions on technology, science, education, sports, management, and special courses like CA, CMA, ACC, etc. Today, we have a specialty because we are associating with South India Regional Council of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. We have a very special eminent person, CA Jomon K. George, as the resource person. He has a rich and vast experience in the field of cost accountancy. He is also a motivational trainer, corporate trainer, panelist to many organizations, and he is also an advisor to many big organizations. We are very honored to have Sri CA Jomon K. George, CFA, as the speaker of this day. Welcome you, sir, to this event.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Yeah, we also have a special guest, Dr. Benny Kuriakos. He is the Vice President of Karnataka ICSC Association. He is also the principal of Coorg Public School and Pre-College. I believe that some of his students are also joining in this webinar. Welcome you, sir, to this event. I need to mention some important members of the SIRC of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, CA Ranjita Warrior, CA Deepa Bagis. They kindly agreed our request to organize such a seminar on CA and commerce. We believe that a single decision can have a decisive power in deciding our destiny. That matter is very important in our career selection, career planning. If you make some right choice or wrong choice, that can have a significant impact in your future and professional life. So we believe that this kind of seminars will enlighten, guide us in the future career prospects. Let me give you a small introduction about the college as well. The Ave Stella Mary's College is a self-sustaining college offering BCom, MCom, and Master of Human Resource Management. We are also providing fully residential CA and CMA in our campus. I welcome once again all the participants, teachers, and delegates of ICAI. We hope and believe that this will really enlighten, enrich our day and future. We are very much happy to listen the words of CA Jomon K. George. I am not prolonging my speech because we are much awaiting to listen the success stories, career paths, and tips from CA Jomon K. George. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. Now let me call upon the principal of Coorg Public School and the Vice President of Karnataka ICSC Schools Association, Dr. Benny Kuriakos, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Mr. Rajat. Good morning to one and all present here. In fact, this meeting is in such a short notice, not because of Mr. Ranjit Warrior, because of me. It is a chance chatting with one of my close friends from Cochin. And I was in search for a CA foundation course for our school, in fact, our PU college students. Last 1 year, we were discussing, in fact, we were discussing with various institutes who all are in this field. And then struck this pandemic. And the whole program went online. And the institutes which were running offline courses, those who were in the habit of sending the teachers to the campus and taking the classes, it was not possible for them to switch over to online all of a sudden. They were not trained for that, or they were not having the facilities. This is where when we stumbled upon Mr. Ranjit, and he was so kind enough that he will club this webinar along with Dr. Paul's college. We will include Coorg Public School also. I'm very grateful to Mr. Ranjit for doing that job. And I'm told that Mr. Jomon, he himself in the introductory note told that he is interested, his passion is teaching. CA is secondary, passion is teaching. That is very interesting to know that. And Coorg Public School, a word about Coorg Public School. This is the third best residential co-educational school in Karnataka, as per the Education World Ranking. And I am part of the Karnataka ICAI Schools Association as the Vice President. This school is catering to children from various parts of the country, not only Karnataka, but various parts of the country. In fact, we have NRI students as well. And this is affiliated to ICSE board, CASE Council, New Delhi. Thank you, Mr. Ranjit, for allowing our students. Our faculty members are also joined in for this webinar. Definitely, the association with Southern India Regional Council of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India will be fruitful in the coming years, and we will definitely take advantage of this association. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for those words. Now, we'll move on to the purpose of today's webinar. And to conduct the webinar, we are fortunate to have the very eminent, one of the best in the industry, none other than CA Jomon K. George. He was the former chairman of the Southern India Regional Council of ICAI. He has been an invaluable member to our CA fraternity. His active involvement in each event conducted by ICAI has been a driving force for us to move ahead. He is someone who everyone in the CA fraternity, be it the students or the members, look up to. He has his ways with his words, and for the same reason, he is considered as an astounding mentor. During the session, if anyone has any queries, you may put your questions in the chat box, which will be answered accordingly. So without any further ado, let me invite CA Jomon K. George to get on with the session. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Hope I am audible. Yes. My very dear friend, Ranjit R. Warrior, Chairman of the Ernakulam branch of the Southern India Regional Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Sharjah. Dr. Paul Matthew, the principal of Abe Stella Maris College, who is co-organizing this program with SRC of ICAI Ernakulam branch. Dr. Benny, the principal of the Coorg Public School, and your background suggests that the school is doing exceptionally well. We can see a lot of shields and accolades which have come your way. Continue the good work in the service of the students. Happy to know that you are very highly ranked in Karnataka and across the country. And Rajat Santosh, CA student, and who is comparing this program. happens to be son of my very dear friend, Chartered Accountant VM Sandosh. Good going, Rajat. Phoebe, the SICASA secretary this year? Yeah, okay.
I was the secretary last year.
Last year, okay. The vice chairman this year, maybe. Yeah, the office bearers of SICASA. SICASA is Southern India Chartered Accountants Students Association. Very respected teachers of both these brilliant academic institutions who are glued to this program to understand and share with the students the prospects that chartered accountancy offers for the well-meaning students, and most importantly, close to 90 of my dear fellow students of the ICAI Stella Maris College and the Core Public School. Once again, a good morning to all of you. We're passing through difficult times, and slowly we seem to be getting out of it. And let us start with a vow that this too shall pass, and then we would get back to normalcy and pursue our dreams in the professional journey that we are in. Extremely happy that such a program could be organized. Though Dr. Benny said it was by chance, I think it was God's wish that Ernakulam branch could associate with these two very reputed academic institutions, ICAI Stella Maris and Core Public School. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, through its branches at the head office in Delhi, through the regional office in Chennai, where I was chairman in charge of the 6 southern states 2 years back, very keen to associate with well-meaning academic institutions, reach out to the students to tap early talent and orient them into this very promising course of chartered accountancy. So this is the purpose of the meeting, and the students, I hope, would stay glued, stay relevant, and ask questions as we go by, or probably we can have a Ranjit Q&A at the end of the session, so all these doubts could be cleared threadbare, and we could have a discussion and cleared with your help and support. So with this introduction, congratulating the Ernakulam branch, the ICAI Stella Maris College and the Core Public School for this joint initiative, collective initiative of empowering the students, aspiring CA chartered accountants for this program. Let me try to share my screen with you to take you through a short presentation. Is the screen visible now? No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Now it's visible.
So this fine morning, let me welcome you to the course of Chartered Accountancy, which is a very promising course for in the field of accounting and finance, and a lot of related disciplines, which will unfold as we go by. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, as I mentioned earlier, was set up under an act of the Parliament in 1949, barely 2 years after Mother India gained independence. This itself speaks of the importance the fathers of our nation attached to having an organized profession of accountants, finance professionals in the country, and 72 years down, Chartered Accountants, we call ourselves proud partners in nation building. And we have played a very pivotal, important role in the economic advancement that our country, India, has made and still making to be probably the third largest economy in the world, just next to US and China, in a matter of 3 to 4 years from now. The Chartered Accountants Institute is the apex body of accountants in the country. We have sister institutes like the Institute of Cost Accountants, Company Secretaries, but when it comes to auditing, related disciplines, the domain remains with the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. So if people ask you which university are you going to do Chartered Accountants, it's not the university. It is an institution, a national level institution set up under the Act of the Parliament. And though we call it national level, we have branches, very active branches and chapters overseas, abroad also. I was closely associated with the Dubai chapter of ICAI, where I've been taking classes for a short while when I was regularly visiting Dubai, because we have an office there. Chartered Accountancy, what are the promises? What is that it means to the students here who join Chartered Accountancy and successfully blossom forth? Chartered Accountancy offers the real big world of opportunities for practice. Ranjit, me, Rajat's father, all of us are Chartered Accountants in practice. Like lawyers having a practice, like doctors having a practice, practicing Chartered Accountants are the people who can do the audits, who can do the certifications, validations, assurance services. So we have a large number of practicing chartered accountants in the country. More number is there in employment. Employment offers wonderful opportunities for newly qualified chartered accountants. I have a slide as towards the end of this presentation, which will be very inspiring about a newly qualified chartered accountant, my dear friend Preetu Jayaprakash. So employment, it offers wonderful opportunities. We have campus interviews everywhere. There is no single unemployed chartered accountant unless he or she opts out for their own reasons. Otherwise, it's in huge demand. Happy to inform you that even in this times, COVID times, where recruitments are not happening, newly qualified chartered accountants are being absorbed so fast. I have a recent example from my own office. Jackie R. Nair, a girl from a very ordinary background in Palakkad. She came and joined us 3 years back. She could not take the November 20 exams because her father was tested COVID positive. Then she was tested COVID positive and she had to skip the exam, and she took the opted out exam in Jan 21, cleared both groups together. She's still with us in our roles in my office. She has been absorbed by PricewaterhouseCoopers for a starting salary of 9 lakhs per annum in Bangalore with a lot of facilities. Now she would start working from home initially till COVID subsides, sitting in Palakkad or Cochin, working for PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is a multinational accounting company. Just one example. We have we call it the Roll of Honor, where we have the list of students who are passed. The other day, we partners had a check about this. Who is anyone who is not well placed, qualified? Not single one. Those who qualified from our office. Same is the case with any chartered accountant, a smart chartered accountant. Therefore, that offers huge opportunities for our own ventures. If you are in business, or join belonging to a business family. I happened to meet a young girl. Her name is Rasha. She belongs to the VKC family, the business empire that's there, Calicut based. So after qualifying as a chartered accountant, she decided to join the family business to bring a new perspective, a fresh air of controls, governance into the company. So very many examples I can share with you. For academic pursuits, as a chartered accountant, many of us teach in B schools. We're happy to associate with the academic institutions. Many of our friends teach at the IIMs, highly ranked B schools. And at the institute itself, we have a need for people with a flair for teaching to empower our students who are pursuing chartered accountancy at the various levels at the foundation. We'll see as we go by. So the demand is ever increasing, always in excess of supply. And as finance students, you know the basics of economics, where when the demand is in excess of supply, naturally the price goes up. The price I'm talking about is a salary that would be waiting for you 3-4 years from now. So what Draghi got in 9 lakhs could be 12 lakhs, 13-14 lakhs. It could be even more, depending on the company and the way you perform, the role you're going to play as a young chartered accountant in your respective fields of chosen fields of action. Ranjit, is it going okay? Am I audible? Phoebe, are you there?
You're going good, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
You're audible, sir. No problem.
Okay, fine. The slides are visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, good. So let's move on. The reputation of the profession. It is not by chance that chartered accountants are so much respected. So the reputation stems from a multiplicity of factors. A strong foundation of knowledge. We also, the domain knowledge is a knowledge profession. Excellence, competence, and specialized skills as a young chartered accountant one would possess. And of course, a time-tested value system. We have a chartered accountants regulations. We have a code of ethics with which the chartered accountant has to within the framework of those ethical compulsions. And therefore, ICAI, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, endeavors to uphold the stature by taking very stringent, strong disciplinary action against erring chartered accountants. Very few, like in every profession, there could be black sheep, but then very few, but then they are reprimanded, they are taken to task and punished, and therefore the profession upholds, the ICAI upholds the reputation by having that strong disciplinary mechanism. Today, as ICAI, our institute, we call it proudly, a proud partner in nation building. This is something which was coined by our late president of our country, very respected, revered Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he came for the institute's program on 1st July, which happens to be the Chartered Accountants Charter Day, 1949, 1st July, the institute was set up. It has played a pivotal role. I'm just sharing an example with the GST transition. I hope all of you know basics of GST. Maybe it's part of your syllabus now. Otherwise, it should be. The institute also works with the university. We had a university license committee, which is renamed now, license with the universities to inform the educational institutions and universities about the periodical changes that are to be required in the curriculum of commerce at graduation level, at post-graduation level, so that that gets really oriented and the students really get equipped with the latest trends in financial reporting or accounting standards, international financial reporting standards. So GST transition was supposed to be, is not supposed to be, it's actually the most revolutionary, humongous tax reform that has happened in independent India. 10 of the different indirect taxes, service tax was there, state sales tax was there, luxury tax was there, central sales tax was there, excise duty was there. All this has been subsumed. About 10 of them have been subsumed into one tax called GST, Goods and Services Tax. One nation, one market, one tax was the slogan. And the GST collections today touching almost 1.5 crores per month, 1.5 lakhs crores, 1.5 trillion on a monthly basis. It was great revenue for the states as well as for the union government. So it was the institute came out with a handbook, educating the officers of the department, and chartered accounts themselves got equipped and made this huge transition happen, which has been very loudly acknowledged by the Prime Minister's office, though a little belatedly. And in the digital era, today, technology is the business itself. We used to say technology is an enabler. Then we said technology is a driver. And today we say technology is the business itself. There is no business without technology. And this digital era, the institute is leading by example. 2 years back, our entire system got shifted to a self-service portal. Today, the 380,000 chartered accountants and close to 1 million students work with the institute, communicate with the institute without a single sheet of paper. It is all technology enabled. And today we have something called the unique document identification number, which is again slightly outside the context now, but probably time permits, I'll come towards the end of it. So look at these people. Wow, wow, wow. They made it big and they are transforming India. They are all chartered accountants. Can some of the students unmute and say who all these are? Students are there, I hope.
I think they'll have to chat or
they can only chat. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. Piyush Goyal is a union minister. Suresh Prabhu, again, was a union minister as power minister. And he is now called the PM, Prime Minister Sherpa to G7 and G20. We had a very close interaction with him in Cochin about a couple of months back, where he invited us for an intellectual interaction when he came down for the election campaign in Kerala. Very, very well-informed person. And all these people have something in common. I'll come to that. One in the glasses, a cute guy, is Kumaramangalam Birla, a CR rank holder, who is now heading the humongous, huge Aditya Birla empire. Okay. And the next one on the right is, you can see Unilever, Hindustan Unilever in the backdrop. Sanjeev Mehta, who is not just a CFO, he is the managing director of Hindustan Unilever, an FMCG company which has weathered all these difficulties and been steady. Wonderful person. 2 years back, about 18 months back, I had a very close interaction with him in New Delhi when I went for an IMA meeting, All India Management Association meeting. So focused, so dynamic. And the other one, on the bottom left, is CA T.N. Manoharan, the first chartered accountant to be awarded Padma Shri for in recognition of his services in turning around the beloved Satyam computers. And the success story was, and he was also given the Indian of the Year award by CNN and so on. So very close to us, he is now serving as chairman of the Canara Bank. He comes to Ernakulam. He used to teach here at the Ernakulam branch. And even now, student programs, he comes as a mentor and delivers a speech which is so inspiring, so so very informative, and very, very wonderful mentor for many of us here. And next one is a chartered accountant and a company secretary from Calcutta, but he is today the president of Rotary International. The students should Google up, those who do not know. Maybe some of your parents are Rotarians. I'm a proud Rotarian. And the Rotary International is world's largest service organization. It's not just a club, though we call it Rotary Club of Cochin or Coorg or whatever. but then it's a service organization bringing hope and dignity to the less fortunate people across the globe, from polio eradication to vocational training, all those things Rotary is doing. And he's become the RI president, we call it Rotary International President, Mr. Shekhar Mehta from Calcutta. So many of the chartered accountants, they are much beyond just number crunching. They have made it really big. And this is what message for you from Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji. In this digital age, digital is making capabilities huge possibilities which we hadn't even dreamt of. In this digital age, we have an opportunity to transform lives of people in ways that was hard to imagine just a couple of decades ago. Why even just a couple of years ago, I would say. And look at this. This is a strong message to you. The India of the future belongs to you. This is a strong message. It's a strong responsibility which the PMS or probably this statistics is bringing onto your shoulders. 65% of the population is under the age of 35. The youth has the potential to transform the nation, and it's a responsibility. And do we have to transform India? Yes, there are a lot of things, a lot of changes have to happen, and it is the youth that will, make that magic happen. I was asked to invited to do a lecture on transforming India, the role of young chartered accountants in a program which was attended by 2,500 young chartered accountants and CS students. So this is one slide which I borrowed from that presentation, and this is with the purpose that the youth should awaken and know that our country has huge potential. Most importantly, that you have a very important role to play, initially by being responsible in all that you do, and of course, being caring, being empathetic about people when they are in distress and difficulty. The new scheme of education, my dear students, coming more to the specifics of chartered accountancy, today focuses on imparting theoretical knowledge through classroom sessions. So classroom sessions you will have for foundation, intermediate, and only after that you would come for articleship. All these terms we'll explain as we go by. Writing skills have to improve. You are very fast at your, sending messages or WhatsApp, all those things. But then writing skills are taking a backseat. So we are focusing on writing skills, information technology skills, IT skills, because technology is driving the world. So anything that Chartered Accounts Office today, whether it's forming a company, incorporating a company, filing a return with the registrar of companies, filing a GST return, preparing a project report, filing a GST, anything, an income tax appeal today has gone faceless, and it is all technology that's driving. So the new generation chartered accountant should have very good IT skills, uninterrupted practical training. I'll come to that a little later, because there is a 3-year practical training called articleship in chartered accountancy. Therefore, that's something which we have to be very, very focused on. And lastly, and very importantly, communication, excellent communication management skills, because you are going to be posted, you are going to be sitting in a corner office, not in cubicles. It is famously said that corner offices are earned, but cubicles are allotted. So it's a call which you have to take, where you want to earn that by demonstrating your capabilities as a young chartered accountant, or going to be doing clerical work sitting in cubicles. The CS student vision is to be amongst the keenest students of chartered accountancy anywhere in the world, in order to help Indian firms, companies and organizations leapfrog into the 21st century with the highest standards of accountancy, audit, financial management, related services, and corporate governance. Okay, so this is something which chartered accountants do. We always have this. Young students would like to know, what do chartered accountants really do? Just give me a minute. Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. Is the slide visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So to be amongst the keenest students of chartered accountancy, what do chartered accountants do? Here we do accounting, the whole lot of accounting work. These organizations, when business is happening at the speed of thought, as Bill Gates wrote a book many years back, Business at the Speed of Thought. Accounting, capturing these transactions and sensibly accounting it for that. Audit, the large number of transactions taken, carried out by commercial organizations, businesses have to be audited under the Indian law, under the Companies Act, under the Income Tax Act. All that we have different kind of audits to be done. Chartered accountants do that. Financial management. Today, 2 weeks back, we had an interaction with Mr. V. Ramakrishnan, the CFO, outgoing CFO. He just stepped down, CFO of TCS, India's largest IT company. The last year profit was close to 44,000 crores. They have funds to manage. There are people to manage the funds. The surplus funds have to be managed. The billing, the collection, the working capital management, all those things have to be really done. Financial management is making the best use of optimal use of the resources of finance. Therefore, huge responsibility there, huge role being played by chartered accountants. Related service, a whole gamut of services, business valuations, feasibility reports, taxation advisory. Taxation is not mentioned here. Say GST, income tax. We do representations. We help them do tax audits. And today I'm supposed to file an appeal against an order of a faceless order of 3.5 crores of demand for a reputed business house in Kerala. And we are gearing up with the ammunition for that to file the appeal and get the order quashed. And therefore, related serves a huge, and most important, look at this corporate governance. How can that corporate governance, good governance practices in accounting, being transparent, being compliant with the applicable laws of the land, is all very important. So corporate governance is very important. So this is CS student vision. As I mentioned earlier, this too is a call, a responsibility on each one of you. Now let me come to the course specifics. Must have 55% for BCom, those who are graduates. So I thought I would start with the direct entry because ICAI Marist College, Dr. Paul was saying that you have a mix of students who are pursuing graduation, as also through the +2, they are the +2 students. So for them, I have a separate a few more slides. So this is a direct entry route, which, as I mentioned, is the after graduation. The eligibility is 55% for BCom and 60% for other disciplines. Once you pass with that kind of percentage, you can join the intermediate course by registering yourself with the ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and you will get an SRO number, Southern Regional Office. If you are in southern part of the country, you will get an SRO number. And then with that, you become part of join the role of CS students. It's just a beginning. Before getting into the practical training, graduates have to undergo what we call it as a program on ICITSS. If some of the students are keenly watching and taking note of this, there is another way of taking care of that's what I do when I attend training programs. If you're not able to write down in the short time, take your mobile phone and take a photograph. Then you can use it later. Okay, I think I'm going slow for you to understand the details of the course. So ICITSS is Integrated Course on Information Technology and Soft Skills. So at this level, you are given the basic IT training to be able to sail through the computerized environment in a chartered accountant's office, and also to develop the soft skills in dealing with people. When you go for an audit, when you join an audit firm, after a week's time or a month's time, you would be sent to a client's office. So you should have that good interpersonal skills, pleasantly dealing with people, getting things done, carrying your team along. See, by the time you're second year, third year, you're called a senior. So you have to take your juniors along with you, take instructions from your seniors, make sensible reporting to your periodical reporting to your principal. All those things are very important. So integrated course on information technology and soft skills will orient you and give you the IT skills to join the chartered accountancy practical training of 3 years, which is called articleship. 3 years. In my office, including the girl I mentioned, Agiyar Nair, who has just moved out, completed her articles, we have 50 plus article students in our Ernakulam office and about 18 in Trivandrum. So about 68 to 70 students at any given point of time in our roles, whom we have to take care of, nurture, mentor and make sure that we give a very healthy platform for them to, pursue their dreams, get the required exposure, domain knowledge, technology, communication skills, and so on. So 3 year practical training is said to be the jewel in the crown of the profession. It is a time that a young aspiring chartered accountant student that you're going to be, would acquire those much required practical skills. And therefore, that is very important. And I would request every one of you, once you join articleship, be choosy, join a firm, do join a firm which is an academic culture, and then making sure that you get leave for your exams. You have a fairly relaxed work schedule. Of course, some pressures have to, that work under pressure, crisis management, all that has to be inculcated at an early stage, but then this was very important. Then during the course of articleship, you can take the exam after 9 months. The first level is foundation. I'll come to that. For you graduates, foundation is not required for you. The first level is intermediate. You can take the exam 9 months after joining the articleship, and you can either write both groups together or one group, and that would make you eligible to move on. And then in the last year of your articleship, third year of your articleship, you have to again undergo another 15 days ICIT, advanced ICIT test training in the last 2 years, or preferably in the last year of your 3 year articleship. Advanced integrated course on information technology. We call it advanced ITT, and managerial and communication skills when it comes to soft skills. That's 15 days each. So 1 month's training. Your office will give you leave for that. The Ernakulam branch in Kerala, the ICAI has got 9 branches in Kerala. And for Coorg, Dr. Benny, I think we have very active branch in Mysore. Probably they would be happy to, I think that should be the nearest for Coorg, or maybe Mangalore, I don't know, distance wise how much it is. So we are very active in Mangalore, Mysore, and of course some of us being Coorg, we would only be happy to come from Ernakulam and interact with your students and teachers for a joint program. Coorg is a place where everyone wants to come. It's a hill station, beautiful hill station, the coffee plantations, and Kerala people like the Coorgi food. Of course, I have some distant connection with the Orange County people, the Ramaburams. They're distantly related to my mother's family. So, so this is what I was just talking about. 9 branches from Kannur to Trivandrum in Kerala, and 8 branches in the state of Karnataka. Of course, close to Coorg, I think will be Mysore. So this is all this advanced ICITS. Where do you get this training? You cannot go to a computer training academy. This has to be under accredited institutions. This is now for the time being done only at the branches of the institute, and that has to be done. And once that is there, you can write final. You will get 1 attempt during your articleship period. Smart, like Ragi's name I mentioned, she cleared both groups just as she completed her articleship. Or you can go group by group also. Even after the articles, you can write the exam maybe 6 months later. We have exams in the months of May and November. This year's May exam is put on hold. We are waiting for the COVID to be contained, and then probably we'll have it in July or so. Then once that is done, once you qualify, you have to apply for membership and say, here I come as a young, empowered, qualified chartered accountant, ready to take the challenges. And then you would continue to learn as you go. Now, the foundation route for the +2 students, graduates probably need not listen to these 2 slides. Slight difference, pass +2, which I'm sure that you would do in flying colors. Join and pass a foundation course, see a foundation course, because you're bypassing graduation, right? So you don't have to go for graduation, which you can parallelly pursue after joining chartered accountancy. Most of the students who come through foundation route, they are privately pursuing the BCom, commerce BCom, or most of them are doing BCom parallelly. So by the time you complete your articles, distance education, you have your exams, and you can be a graduate as well. But there's no compulsion, it's not required. There are a lot of students who do not do graduation, just do being very confident. Yes, I'll pass my foundation. Yes, I'll pass my intermediate. Yes, I pass my final and become a chartered accountant. When graduation becomes absolutely irrelevant when you have a chartered accountancy degree with you. Then the route is more or less the same. After passing foundation, you are at par with a graduate. You would join the intermediate course, and pass both or any group, again, you can take after 9 months. The integrated course on information technology and soft skills programs you have to complete. Then you would join articleship. So here, the graduate can go without passing intermediate. Here, the difference is you have to pass either one group or both groups of intermediate and then do ICAI and come for articleship. That is where I said, given this route, your practical training will be uninterrupted. First 2 years of your articleship, your practical training without taking a break or leave for exams, you can do it. Continuing with the foundation, then see here in the first slide, we have seen pass both or any group. And if you pass only one group, then as you pursue the course, you have to pass the other group of intermediate and thus pass final, which you can take in the last year of your exams. Undergo advanced ICAI test should have preceded pass final. To write final exam, this advanced ICAI SS training is a prerequisite, and therefore that bullet point 3 should have been before passing final, and then apply for membership. This is a route. I will share the slide with the branch, and also the branch can share it with ICAI Stella Maris as well as school for them to share it or have it there on their knowledge management board, or the digital hub or the learning hub which they have. The students can have free access, and let's also having associated a free communication channel with these two academic institutions, Ranjit and Deepa. Let us do that, and when some of their representatives are here, we can have interactive meetings with the branch as well. As I mentioned earlier, the institute is keen to associate with well-meaning academic institutions. We work together. It's a collaborative exercise for the young youth. It's a collaborative exercise for the future of the country. Therefore, let us gear up on that. Now, foundation course, coming to foundation course, are coming to specifics. The subjects are principles and practice of accounting, 100 marks, business laws, business correspondence and reporting. This is not objective type. This is subjective, detailed notes you have to write. That's why I say writing skills have to be improved. Paper 2. Paper 1 is MCQ type. Business maths, logical reasoning and statistics, 100 marks. Business economics and business and commercial knowledge. That too not MCQ. So 2 of the papers have to be in the explanatory subjective mode. And this is the mark distribution. So accounting, business laws, maths and statistics, reasoning, economics and commercial knowledge. This is what you're taught at the foundation level after your +2. Moving on, examination, foundation exam, because we have, this is about foundation exam, foundation, intermediate and final. We have exams in the month of May and November. Foundation exams, yes, 4 hours with a break, 2 papers subjective type and 2 descriptive. And for wrong questions, negative marking, quarter marks, 0.25 marks will be for wrong answers. So you have to strategize yourself. Maybe it is, you're sure you take only, do it for what you're sure. Otherwise, negative marks will probably bring you down the pass percentage, which is 40% subject minimum. This is about the CA foundation. And the right approach for students, this is with a lot of personal blend with my experience. Sorry, interaction with the students. You should attend classes regularly wherever you are attending. All the branches of the institute are conducting programs, classes for CA Foundation, intermediate and final. There are private academies as well. Institute do not own up the work done by those private academies. Institute of Chartered Accountants of India through its branches conducting classes. So try to associate with the branch and attend classes regularly. Assessment tests will be there. Assessments, internal assessments, you should take seriously. Interact, discuss and share good news, good things, bad things, all those things with your friends and people around you. We conduct model exams that should be treated as a readiness test. And visit BOS regularly. BOS is Board of Studies of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. You go to a website called www.ica.org. I think there's a question in the chat box. It just flashed and it went away. Okay, so do visit the Board of Studies regularly. Phoebe, are you able to see that chat box? I'm not able to access it. There's some problem there.
Yes, sir.
Ranjit, if you can just read out the question.
There is no questions here, I guess.
Neil had posted a question, or Neil could probably unmute yourself and ask the questions, right? Is it in Q&A? I think there are two this year. I'm not able to access that here. Just let me see. Subin Abraham, how much is the stipend during training period? Yeah, there are questions. Let me see. Raju, how do you display that? I'm not able to see the questions. I think I should minimize. Probably we'll take all the questions towards the end. Okay. That is the way, without interruption, we can move on. Okay. So Board of Studies of the Institute is very, very active, very proactive, makes periodical changes. The curriculum is subjected to change, more of technology, more of futuristic things being brought in. For CA final today, we have an elective paper. Variety, 6 electives are given for 1 paper and so on. So this is my suggestion. And moving on. Subjects for intermediate, just for your understanding, are again accounting, corporate laws and other laws like negotiable instruments, related laws, contract act, and all those things. Cost and management accounting, taxation laws. Each paper carries 100 marks. So out of this 400, you require aggregate of 250%, and individual mark papers you should have 40%. Group 2, from accounting, you get into advanced accounting, more of corporate financial reporting practices, banks, insurance companies, special kind of organizations. All that is covered there. Auditing and assurance, very important for a chartered accountant student as well as for a chartered accountants. Enterprise information system. This is technology, enterprise information system, and strategic management. The students call it SM, strategic management. And the new paper is financial management and economics for finance. The new generation chartered accountants should have good knowledge of economics, micro, macro. So when it comes to a union budget, or if you are absorbed by the finance ministry as a young chartered accountant, your good knowledge of economics would put you in good stead. So this is in brief the other 8 subjects which you have to study at the intermediate level. Moving on, it is easier said than done. So Phoebe is thinking that, okay, so sir never knew that it's so easy. After one slide, you pass intermediate, next slide, you pass final. And you are going through the grill and drill of chartered accountancy. So wish you all the best. All the students who are here, Rajat also. It's difficult, it is challenging, but it's not impossible. A person with average intelligence, with absolute commitment, can become a chartered accountant. And the prospects are huge. I'm coming to that a little later. So topics are structured such a way that you are capable to work in a business environment with the much needed inputs from a young finance professional. So the organization should also benefit. Your relevance as a chartered accountant in the organizational structure has to be clear and established. Financial reporting, strategic financial management. I did mention about financial management. Very challenging, very rewarding, very exciting. Advanced auditing and professional ethics, the ethical standards the students are really made aware of, and then a lot of direct questions from the code of ethics of the institute. Corporate and economic law. Then strategic cost management and performance analysis, evaluation, performance evaluation. Direct tax laws and international taxation. International taxation, very, very important, because India is getting a lot of cross-border alliances with the Middle East, with the Europe, with the US, everyone today. With China in disfavor, we'll see a lot of new FDI coming to India, foreign direct investment. So they should know clearly what are the tax implications of having a business here, how much they can repatriate, what are the tax rates there, will there be double taxation, all those things, transfer pricing issues, all those things covered in international taxation. Indirect tax laws, GST is the star there. And lastly, we have an elective paper, capital market. Sorry, I haven't put the expansion. I will slowly explain to you. Capital market. If you are planning to be attracted to with the bulls and bears, and in the capital market or Bombay Stock Exchange or NSE, then you would like to take that elective on capital market, risk management, international taxation, economic laws, global financial reporting standards, and multidisciplinary case studies. These are the 6 electives which are given in Group 2 for a student so that he or she can specialize in something and then move forward, instead of in addition to the general learning and reading that he or she does. And also you have to do your MCC and advanced ITT, which I mentioned in my earlier slide as AICITSS. Now look at the fees. I don't want to market chart accounts as a cheap course, but factually it is the least expensive course for a professional qualification. The fees that you pay at foundation level is just 9,000 rupees, intermediate is 18,000, final 22,000, 49,000. Put an asterisk there because any pricing comes with an asterisk, right? Terms and TNC apply. Terms and conditions apply. These are very soft terms and conditions. I am making it clear that examination fees, every time you write, you pay a small amount as examination fee. How much is it, Phoebe? The examination fees for India? Can you unmute? Yeah.
1,500 for one.
Yeah, something like it's less than 2. I think final is 2,000 and so on. So, and tuition fees, like for example, this is for a registration with the institute. But when it comes to attending classes at the institute or in an academy outside, yes, there will be fees extra, but that is not very expensive. And I think Neil or somebody had asked this question on the stipend. See, the multinational firms like Pricewaterhouse or Deloitte, all of them pay a stipend starting 10,000 per month in the first year. Medium-sized firms pay, I'll strike a personal note here. My firm, it is 4,000 in the first year, 6,000 in the second year and 7,000 in the third year. That would be sufficient to take care of your routine expenditure. And of course, when you're on travel, all your conveyance, all the expenditure, except commuting from residence to office and back, is all reimbursed. And so this is the fee structure which is payable to ICAI. All this is given in the Border Studies website. But the website of the institute where you get into is BOS is www.icai.org. Okay. Moving on, my dear friends. So this is a prospect. So I would like, if you are deciding to pursue chartered accountancy, it's a cautious decision, carefully to be taken in consultation with your parents, people around you. If you have a chartered accountant in the family, an uncle, auntie, or whoever, discuss with them and think twice. And once you make up your mind, then you should absolutely belong to the course. I would say fall in love with the course. And aspire, think big. You should think big, because thinking small, looking down, you'll get a hunch. If you look up, maybe you'll get a stiff neck, but it's better that way. And then it's like a bull and bear in the capital market. You have to be an undying optimist. And you have to work smart. Don't work hard. I've never worked hard in my life. I don't do that also. Work smart, work hard. What's the difference? Smart work is working with focus, knowing what one has to study, keeping away from all these distractions. If you take a mobile phone in your study room, when you're studying, you're finished. Because you have the beeps coming up as a WhatsApp, an SMS, or whatsoever, and you would surely be distracted. So when it distracts, it destroys. So smart work with focus. Have faith in yourself, absolute faith. Self-confidence makes all the difference. Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom struggle said, Atma Vishwas is Swaraj. Self-confidence is Swaraj. India is my country, my motherland. I would exit the invaders who have come into our country, and he could, with that kind of wow and that kind of empowered and inspired Indian masses, the British could be driven out of the country. So therefore, these are things which are very important. And again, to quote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, coming to the inspirational or motivational part of this, he famously said, life is all about dreams. Like, what is life without dreams? Dream big. Dream for today, dream for tomorrow. Dreams are not what we get in sleep. Dreams are what makes us sleep a little less. Ya Yesha Suptesha Jagrati is our institute's emblem, if you have seen. Emblem has a bird, that is a royal eagle, and below that is written Ya Yesha Suptesha Jagrati, which is from the Kadopanishads, written thousands of years back, which means that one who is awake even when is asleep. It talks about the inner eye that never sleeps. So just believe in your dreams, dream big, and believe in the beauty of your dreams, as MS Dhoni once famously said. Chase your passion, follow your dreams, very, very important. And since I mentioned about this royal eagle, the bird which I thought I would like everyone, there is an eagle in every one of you. It's not a vulture, it's the eagle. The eagle has two distinct attributes, which every one of us, me at my level, you as students, aspiring chartered accountants, should possess. One is sharp vision. Vision is seeing beyond what you see, having foresight. That's very, very important. Second one is an inner yearning to be flying above the rest, not in the league of sparrows and crows. As again, Dr. Abdul Kalam said, when the storm clouds come, the eagle would fly above the clouds, while other birds would take shelter in their nests. So that is, it's not without reason that we have an eagle in the emblem of our institute. This is a very, very inspiring story of my dear friend. I talked about Ragi Arnaya. She didn't have any limitation of circumstances. The girl sitting in the middle is my very dear friend, newly qualified, Preetu Jayaprakash. So proud of her. She hails from Alapi, and sitting with Preetu is me and Babu Abraham Kallivalil, Senior Chartered Accountant. He is our Central Council member. He was Chairman of the Board of Studies, a mentor for all of us Chartered Accountants in Kerala and all CS students. And behind him sitting our grandmother, Preetu's grandmother. She was honored in the Alapi branch for her sheer determination. And she is proof that strength doesn't come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. You can have physical capacity, you could be physically fit, you could be like as fit as Salman Khan. But then that is one thing. But then here is a girl who has been crippled due to muscular skeletal, that kind of an issue you can see. And her brain and her faculties are very good. And she didn't succumb to the difficulty. And she has qualified as a chartered accountant. And this morning she called me. It is not just a story. This morning she called me and told me that she has been selected by Deloitte. And then I said, Preetu, I have a presentation today for young budding chartered accountants. They wanted me to touch upon something which is motivational. So I thought I will narrate your story. And I asked her to send me an audio, which I hope Raju can play now. Raju, can you try playing it? I will explain. Her speech is not that.
Happy news for you, sir. Sir.
Now, Raju, once again, start from the beginning. Make it louder if you can.
Sir, good morning. Actually, I have a happy news for you, sir. I got offer letter from Deloitte, and my designation is Associate Solution Advisor. And the salary will be around 8,75,000 per annum. I am very, very happy, sir. Actually, today I am CA only because of my principal CA Vivon sir's support. And you know that very well too. And I will call you, sir. I will definitely give you a wonderful treat after getting my first salary. Okay, sir? Bye. Sir.
Bye, Preetu. Thank you so much. You made all of us proud. Though her speech is not very clear. So what she said is that I have good news for you this morning. I have been selected by Deloitte. Deloitte Haskins & Sells. Deloitte is a multinational accounting firm in their anti-money laundering division. And offer letter, that's what she said. And a post is Associate Solutions Advisor. With a starting salary of close to 8,75,000 or something, she said. And she was thanking her, of course, her parents, her father's a police officer, retired now. And very caring mother, and they're taking such good care of this girl. And she requires a wheelchair to move on, but her will, indomitable will, that made her a chartered accountant. And in recognition of that, this multinational firm has absorbed her. And she said she's thankful to Bijmon Anthony, our dear friend from Alapi, who gave her a platform to pursue her dreams. It's God's job. In your presence also, I would thank and no words to thank Biju Anthony for bringing up this girl, holding her hand in pursuing her dreams. And she said, sir, I will call you, sir, and I'll give you a wonderful treat once I get my first salary. I'm really looking forward to that. I would go and meet her. It is not just to take the treat. I can treat her, there's absolutely no problem. But it would be a big honor to get a treat from C. Preetu Jayaprakash. So know that, we are all so fortunate, have all faculties proper, we are able to move around, jump around, sing around, and this girl crippled, but then hats off. So moving on, my dear friends, let's try to conclude. So reach out for the stars. There is absolutely no one who can prevent you from dreaming big. Be happy, try to be happy. Who doesn't have problems? So be happy, be hopeful. You should have a pratyasha, hopeful, and wish you all the very best in all that you endeavor to do. With that, let me conclude, thanking the organizers for this opportunity. And of course, we can take a few questions. Ranjit, we need to make it a little fast. Calicut and Palakkad branch, they're just organizing a meeting where I have to log in. Calls have started coming in. So let me conclude. Thank you. It's back to you, Ranjit.
Thank you so much, sir, for imparting us knowledge on this valuable course. And I'm sure this topic cannot be explained by anyone any better. Such precision and deep explanation on each level of the CA course. And your motivation is surely going to take us to places. And now it's time for the question answer session.
Yeah, I think I can see the chat box now. Let me take the questions, try to take the questions one by one. Sweda, yeah, Aditya Birla. Oh, she had answered. It's not Aditya Birla. The photograph was of Kumaramangalam Birla, who was son of the very, very legendary Aditya Birla, who died at an young age. The recording of the meeting will be available. Fine. Please feel free to raise doubts. Please do we have institutes focusing mainly on CA course along with graduation, where CA course will be focused more than degree. So we can have a few institutes, please. Unfortunately, in Kerala, we do not have that integrated course. But Bangalore, Christ has got an integrated BCom CA integrated course. St. Joseph's, my daughter just completed a graduation there from St. Joseph's, Bangalore, where they have something called the CA BCom Professional, where the BCom classes are only from 7 to 11 in the morning. The rest of the time, the students are allowed to pursue charter, attend classes in the afternoon, and then they are given enough leave and flexibility. 2 colleges which I can talk about, but there could be many like that. But you get into organize. There are many places where they try for getting the NAC accreditation, things like that. But one has to be careful. These 2 institutes are very good. How much stipend during training period to maximum leave allowed during training period? Is there any scholarship? Subin Abraham, are you a CA student or are you aspiring CA student? Stipend varies. I think I did mention about it. So think about something like 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, first, second, third year. Is there any scholarship? Scholarship is, yes, merit-based as well as need-based scholarships are there. We have a benevolent fund for CA students also. Once you once you register, we could discuss, and you can go to the website and get it. Is it necessary to take up BCom for pursuing CA? I hope my presentation was clear enough. If you take the foundation route, that is after +2, pass your foundation, and without graduation, you can come through to chartered accountancy after passing intermediate 1 group or both groups. And alongside, if you want that, because parents would always like the kids to do BCom, because in case if chartered accountancy slips, you should at least be a graduate. Not necessary at all. Because after passing, I do not know where my degree certificate is. My BCom degree certificate is. I was a topper in college, Pala St. Thomas College, and passed in 87, much before you were all born, probably before your parents were married. And I placed it somewhere. It's not misplaced. But I was told that to apply for an American visa, you would require a proper degree certificate of graduation. So probably I'll have to dig it up. I'll be soon applying for a visa. Because is it necessary to pass both papers of intermediate? Is it necessary to take a BCom or pursuing? I answered that. Yes. It's necessary to pass both papers of intermediate before going for articleship. No, any one group, first group or second group. Both groups, so if you pass both groups, yes, you have the advantage of being free for 2 years. You can attend office properly, exam leave. I know somebody said CA stands for continuous appearance. Dejected souls would say that CA stands for continuous appearance. After May, November, after November, May, and all that. Somebody said, sir, it's not continuous appearance. It just come again. The institute is calling you every 6 months. Come again and write the exam. I would like to say, put CA as continuing aspirations. Change agents. There are a lot of expansions which are my versions. So there is absolutely no reason to be. With one group, you can get it. For any info or doubts, please visit kochiicai.org. That is the chairman's information for you, or call that number you would get all the required information. And we have many branches. So stay tuned with the institute initiatives. Those who are pursuing CA, take it up with the required commitment. You don't have to have that kind of Solomon's wisdom, or it's not rocket science we teach for chartered accountancy. All very topics which are digestible. Only thing is, with the practical training, you have to do this. So that is the only challenge that chartered accountancy has. If CA was to be taught like engineering or medicine, we would have had so many chartered accountants in the country. I forgot to mention, ours is an elite club of chartered accountants, just 381,000 in number so far, ever since 1949. Me and Ranjit included, and Santosh sir included. We are only 381,000 today. It is 0.021% of India's population, which is 1.3 billion. So we are so proud to be belonging to that elite league of finance professionals. Wish you all the very best. I think time for me to sign off. So if there are pleasantries, Ranjit, back to you. Thank you so much, Ave, Stella Maris, and Core Public School, Dr. Benny, Dr. Paul, for joining this initiative. It would be our pleasure. It would be our pleasure and privilege to have continued association with your institutions. And if you invite, it would be our pleasure to come down, interact with the teacher. We have, of course, teachers also have to be, Benny sir, we have to have also, Paul sir, we have to have the teachers also reoriented. So some of us chartered accountants, we have doyens, very seniors like Venugopal C. Govind, former managing partner of Varma & Varma, most reputed firm in the southern part of the country. People like Sir would come in, teacher empowerment, faculty development programs too. So we would be only happy to associate. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay blessed. COVID is not gone. Take due care. Okay, distancing, washing hands, wearing a face mask. I'm closed in my room, so nobody else is entering. So I took the freedom of taking the mask off. And to the students who saw my photograph in the flyer, don't be disappointed. It's the same me, Jomun Gejor. But this is a new experiment for the.
Ranjit sir, you can also visit our website at ICAI.org or kochiICAI.org to know more about this course and other details too. So now it's the end of our question answer session. I think all of you had cleared your doubts. It's time for us to wind up our program. For that, we invite CA Ranjit Warriors, Chairman, Ernakulam Branch of ICAI, for his closing remark and for
Thank you, FIBA. I think we've come close to a very, very brilliant session. Very, very well orated, enumerating on his various experiences, probably 3-decade-old experience as a professional that he has gone through during his school days, and as days as a CA student, and later on as a very, very qualified, successful chartered accountant. We've all got to learn. I'm sure the students have got a complete overview on how the entire course of chartered accountancy works, and how the in and outs of it is that, like how he rightly said, it is not at all a tough course. It is not at all an impossible course. But with your strong determination, dedication, and focus, for any average students, I'll be very frank with you on this when I say that I used to be a very average student during my school days and college days. And in spite of that, if I can clear, I truly believe and wish that each one of you can easily be on this side of this profession. So once again, a very, very hearty congratulations to each one of you. And also, let me at the outset thank our dear principals, Dr. Benny Kuriakos and Dr. Paul, for having taken this initiative up with the Kochi ICAI. We truly look forward to being of mutual help. Like how FIBA said, please feel free to visit our website and also the head office website, which is ICAI.org. We get an entire overview of how the entire system works. This is our academic number, which I've just jotted it down. And we've also shared the YouTube link. If at all any of your friends have missed the session, you could feel free to share as well. So look forward to seeing you all very soon in the future in the course as a chartered accountancy, and probably also as professional qualified chartered accountants. Thanks to each one of you. Once again, Jai Hind, Jai ICAI. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.